In this tutorial, I want to talk about the details of working with chord cue library files. These are called chord cue files, and they represent chord charts for a particular song. So to start off with, let's open up one of the ones that we've already created here. Let's Come Speak to Me. I've already got some anchor points defined from a previous tutorial, so I just wanted to focus on some of the details about these files and make sure that you have a good familiarity with them. So I had mentioned in a previous tutorial about this little yellow box that appears here. One of the issues that I ran into when I was building this is that it was difficult to tell how much of the text was going to end up showing on a particular space in the screen when you finally got it up on the full screen display, because as you can see, if I change the size of it here, the zoom in level changes the size of the text, so it just becomes difficult to get an idea of how much of the text is going to actually show up. So this yellow box is here as an indicator to help you understand what's actually going to show up on the screen. So in this case, if I have the text positioned here, this is exactly how much of the text is going to fit in the full screen window at this resolution. And the resolution I have it set at is 1920 by 1080. And that is really where we need to focus our attention on next, because the target resolution of your confidence screen, so whatever the confidence screen is going to be showing, whatever resolution it has, we want to make sure that we know that in advance so that we can set that here. And the way to do that is to go up here to Tools, Options, and then there's two tabs. We want to go to the Presentation Display. There's a option here called Target Resolution, and if we click on that, there's a large number of potential resolutions that we can look at here. So whatever the resolution is for our confidence screen, that's what we want to select here. So I think ours is 1280 by 1280 by 800, I think is usually the one we use. So we just select that there, click OK, and then you'll notice the size of that box has changed. So this is allowing us to show even more text based on the resolution that we have here. So it's real important to get this right, so make sure that we don't set up our anchor points and then find that we have text hanging off the visible area. Okay, so we do that, and just as we did in the other tutorial, we can go through and we can define our anchor points either using this Define Anchor Point button here or the space bar, and go through and basically can then double check by going through and using these navigation controls. You can also use the arrow keys, the left and the right arrow keys, to step through. That works just as well. So I change the page there. And also, if you use the home and end keys, home will take you to the first anchor point, and the end key will take you to the last anchor point. All right, so that's the details of sort of navigating around a chord cue file. I showed you earlier how to pull in songs from Planning Center, but let me also show you how to just build one from a local PDF file. To do that, we can either click on the project or the songs folder, and then we just go to New File, and we want to select a chord cue file. So let's use the chord cue wizard. And first up here at file name, this is the name of the file that you're trying to create. So you would probably want to match it to whatever the name of the song is. But let's just call this my song because I'm not sure what I'm going to choose here. You can select the target folder, which I've only got one folder here called songs. You can build subfolders under that if you want, but right now I only have one, so it's kind of trivial. And then it's going to ask you for the reference PDF file. So this is the local or possibly remote location of a PDF file. So I'm just going to use a local file on my local hard disk here. Let's see, I'll try to find some PDFs of songs. Right, here's my songs folder, PDF lib. Okay, and here we've got Jesus Messiah. I can select that and then click Finish, and it will create a chord cue file for my song. So basically, this is the new file that I created, my song, and it's linked to the Jesus Messiah PDF that I had on my local hard drive. So once I have that, I can go through and do the same thing I did before. Let me toggle my view here. I can go through, and based on the size of this yellow box, I can place my anchor points. Right. Right now I'm just using the space bar to create these anchor points. And then I can jump back to the beginning. To save the file, you can either click the Save button or you can use Control S, and that'll save it as well. Alright, and as I mentioned in the earlier tutorial, if I want to add this to a set list, I just have to have a set list open, and then I can just drag and drop it, place it, and then use drag and drop to position it in the appropriate location. Then I can use Present to put it on the screen, and Escape to get out of that. Alright, well that's a overview of how to work with the chord cue files.